Goeiedag Graadvies. Ek hoop dit alles vandag goed is. Vandag sal ek ons 'n kaart kyk. So we're actually going to be looking at a card today, and we're going to be looking at teken 'n kaart, which means to draw or to make your own card. So the exercise for this activity is op bladsy 18 van jou handboek. Before we can go to that, I'm going to share my screen quickly so we can have a look at this week's work schedule. And then after that, we can begin to proceed with today's work, which you'll find in your textbook. Okay, so if we're looking at dag 1, it says skryftyd teken 'n kaart. So teken jou eie kaart van jou omgewing, skryf die name van die plekke in die strate in, verwys na bladsy 18 van jou handboek. And then if we open up to bladsy 18, so I've just attached a little cam scanned copy of that page. But most of you should have your textbooks by now, so you can refer to it directly in your textbook. Right, so here it's just basically got a little example, a voorbeeld. So voorbeeld is an example in Afrikaans. And the person drew a little map here. So he's got a haze, another haze, a coffee, so like a little cafe or a coffee shop, another haze, the school, etc. And then they're starting here by saying ons huis is number 13. So you could do something like that. If your house is up number 50, for instance, then you can say number 50, my huis. And then you can draw a little sketch map. It can look exactly like this. It doesn't need to be very neat. And that is just to kind of get an idea of how to pronounce those words in terms of giving directions to somebody in Afrikaans, right? So you can indicate where your house is. If it's number 50, you'll say number 50 my huis. You can even put a little picture of your house if you want to make it interesting, or even an emoji. It's up to you. Then obviously you're going to have a mapping of everything that's surrounding your house. So you'll have your school, your postkantoor, which is your post office, maybe a polisiestasie, a cafe, a winkel, etc. Right? So you got the Noordstraat, so you can put the names of the roads. Here they've just made it easy for us. So they said Noordstraat. So julle sal Noord gaan, dan julle sal oos gaan, want jy oos, if you are going east, let's say you're going to the postkantoor, then julle sal oos gaan. And then there's Hoofstraat, Principal Straat, that's the street of the school. So what I would like is just a basic map of where you stay and the areas surrounding it. So it doesn't need to be a big map, small map, something like this picture is perfectly fine. It's not for marks, so you don't need to stress about that. It's just an exciting activity to kind of do, because I know we've been doing a lot of taal this last few weeks, and I would like to break the ice a bit with something a bit easier for dag 1, which is today. So that's your task for today, basically, class. And before we can end, I also would like to speak a little bit about the rest of the week's activities to follow, just so you have some guidance about what needs to be done. So op dag 2, julle kan sien voornaamwoorde. And we know that the voornaamwoorde is basically your pronouns, right? So words like he, she, it, him, they, etc. In Afrikaans, hulle, julle, sy, hy, us, not us, myne, syne, etc. It is lees bladsy 19 van jou handboek. Daarna kyk na die YouTube video oor voornaamwoorde. So for dag 2, I would like you guys to first look at this YouTube video. So it's quite interactive about voornaamwoorde and then refer to bladsy 19 van jou handbook. There's no activity for you to do. All I want you guys is to just read the examples on that page and to try and translate that little cartoon that you'll find on page 19. For instance, it says, Ek is a policeman. I am a policeman. Ek being the voornaamwoord. Ons is polisiemanne. We are policemen. Ons being the voornaamwoord for that frame. Right? So in this cartoon, they've got ek, ons, jy, hulle, hy, sy, hulle, dit. Those are the most important voornaamwoord for graad 4. As we progress on and on, you will find that you'll have more intense voornaamwoord to learn, but most of them are not going to change very much because pronouns are pronouns. Even in English, they don't really change much from there. So that's for dag 2. So the first 2 days are very light in terms of workload for this week. Then sal ons kyk na dag 3 and it's got voegwoorde. It says kyk na die YouTube video oor voegwoorde, voltooi die werkblad onder dag 3. So what I'd like for you to do is have a look at that YouTube video op voegwoorde. And then after that, we're going to look at the worksheet. So die werkblad on onder dag 3. I'm going to quickly share my screen as well so that we can refer to that. Right, so it is graad 4 Afrikaans week 5 dag 3 en dit is vraag 2 verbind die volgende sinne deur om 'n voegwoord te gebruik. I'm going to do the first one just to illustrate how this needs to be done exactly. Number 1 says ek wil parkie toe gaan dash ek moet eers my huiswerk. Right. So what you're going to do after watching the video where they would have explained the 3 groups with regards to voegwoord, you're going to firstly look at the sentence and then try and figure out where is the verb in the sentence. So in the second sentence after the comma, you can see that the verb is moet. And the moet seems to be in the right place. It hasn't changed very much. So you know you're going to be using a group 1 conjunction. For example, either maar, in, of want. Now, how do we know which one needs to be used? It says, ek wil parkie toe gaan. Ek moet eers my huiswerk. So this person wants to go to this exciting place, but then they're saying, I must first do my homework. So we can't say, I will go to this nice place and I must first do my homework. Right? We need to say, but I must first do my homework before I can go there. So the word for but is actually maar, and then that will become your answer here. So it will become maar, ek moet eers my huiswerk gedoen. But gedoen is obviously not in this sentence. So maar. Right, so as you go along, you can figure out the antwoorde for 2, 3, and 4. And then if you need any further help, then please feel free to email me. I haven't really posted my email address, but it is azrahafaji@gmail.com. So I could actually help you guys to answer those questions if you are stuck. Alternatively, you could send me a WhatsApp message on 071-612-9171. Yeah, so you could just maybe take a picture of the screen should you have any queries when it comes to Afrikaans. Right, now we're going to quickly look at dag 4 bywoorde. And it says verwys na bladsy 20 van jou handboek en voltooi die. So op bladsy 20, julle sal bywoorde sien. Okay, and it's under die. So Ian says, is die regte woord, die bywoord, die rowers vlug. Stadig of vinnig. So the robbers flee. Do they flee slowly which is stadig or vinnig fast. Obviously, when robbers come to your house, they're going to run very fast. So, julle sal vinnig, hulle sal vinnig vlug. Right? So that's what it will become. So all I want you to do is answer number 1, 2, and 3 for bijwoorde. So a little short exercise. And then op dag 5 voorsetsels. It says again, kyk na die YouTube video oor voorsetsels. We know voorsetsels are our prepositions like in, on top of, under, below, etc. Daarna voltooi bladsy 20e van jou handboek. And yeah, so you can watch that YouTube video and then look at bladsy 20 part E in your textbook. And then just select the correct voorsetsel. For instance, it's got kyk in op na die kaart van die dorp as jy wil sien waar die winkel is. Right, so it is look dash the card of the town so that you'll see where the shop is. So what do we want to say? Look in the chart or look at the chart, and the correct word is at. So in Afrikaans, the word for at is na. But once you guys watch that video, you guys will be able to tell the difference between the different types of voorsetsels and hopefully answer this exercise a bit better. And that is it for this week. And I will see you guys next week, hopefully. There will be a formal assessment for this week, but I will give you more information around the first week of March. So be prepared for your formal assessment for the first week of March. And I hope you guys have a lovely week ahead. And I'll see you again next week.